Hi everyone, I think I'm live. Facebook has really changed everything, so I've got no idea. Oh, here we go, okay. Now I'm live. Sorry everyone. Facebook has completely changed the way that Facebook Lives work, and I had no idea what was going on and whether I was actually live. But I'm here now, and I'm here to talk to you guys about motivation and willpower today. Because with the situation that is going on in the world, I know that some of us are doing better than others, and some of us are really struggling with getting anything done. So I'm talking specifically about health and weight management today, but really this spans across everything. If you're working from home and you're finding it hard to, be productive, or if you've got things in the house that you want to work on but you're struggling to get anywhere with it, then this is all the same. It's all the same problem, be it household stuff or be it health stuff. And I think this whole situation, a lot of people are struggling to just get going with stuff, and it's frustrating, isn't it, when you've got this opportunity to get stuff done or to spend more time on yourself and you're not kind of making the most of it. And I think a lot of us are feeling quite demotivated. And it's interesting because at this time of year, I usually find that it's usually my busiest time of year because people are feeling very motivated and wanting to start working on themselves. And what a lot of people that I'm talking to are telling me is that they're just feeling a bit blah. So what I wanted to walk you through today was just some tips and strategies for improving your willpower and your motivation. Because here's the thing, we tend to think that if we don't have enough willpower, then it's self-sabotage. But actually there's a lot going on. There's a lot of things that impact your willpower and how motivated and positive you're feeling. And ultimately it comes down to what's going on inside your body. If your brain chemicals are imbalanced, like your serotonin and your dopamine and your melatonin and your histamine, there's lots of brain chemicals that influence how we feel and our thoughts and our behaviours. And we tend to think that it's all our own free will, but actually a lot of what we do is controlled by the chemicals and their balance in our brains. So, if you have imbalances in your brain chemicals, then you're not going to be feeling motivated. You're going to be feeling very blah, you might be feeling very down, and you're not going to be getting stuff done. And then we feel guilty about that, which makes us feel worse, and we can end up in a bit of a rut. So I kind of want to, let you off the hook a bit, really, and get you to stop, telling yourself off and guilting yourself, because it's what's going on with your brain chemicals and also your blood sugars as well, and other hormones. These all have an impact on how motivated you're feeling. But the really good news is that there's things that you can do to start balancing them again. And so we need to think about what are the practical things that we can do from a diet and lifestyle perspective, but also we need to think about the psychology of it as well, because whilst there's many things that you can be doing with your diet and your lifestyle, that's overwhelming. And when you start thinking about all of those things, the problem is you haven't got the motivation to do them. So we need to do it in a strategic way. So I've got some tips for you, and these are things that you can do either one at a time or just do what you feel like you can cope with, because what you don't want to do is say, okay, I'm going to do, all of these things, and that just overwhelms you. You don't get anywhere. It's so much better to do just one thing and do it properly, and then you'll feel good that you've done something and you've committed to it, and then you'll start to gain some momentum. So that's my first tip, is do one thing at a time. So my next tip is about getting some fuel into your body that's actually going to help you to balance your brain chemicals. So protein. Now, I mention protein in pretty much all my videos because pretty much everyone that I work with is not eating enough protein. And this is important because it's the amino acids, which are the building blocks of protein, that go ahead and become our brain chemicals. So for example, tryptophan. Tryptophan is in some of the foods that we eat, for example turkey. This goes on to become serotonin. And there's various other ones like glutamine, which is in various animal products, and that goes on to help you produce, oh, mine's gone blank, other brain chemicals. There's all different ones. So protein's really important, but eating protein is one part of it. Digesting and absorbing the protein is another factor, because it's all well and good eating lots of protein, but if you're not digesting it very well and you're not absorbing it very well, then that can be where the problem lies. So the first tip is to have protein with every meal, particularly your breakfast, because it's going to do two things for you. One, it's going to balance out your blood sugars and stop you having highs and lows, which can lead to cravings and you feeling tired and irritable and demotivated. So that's going to help with that, but also it's going to provide you with the building blocks of your brain chemicals and your other hormones as well, like your sex hormones and your thyroid hormones and stress hormones. So that's the first thing to get right. So if you're not already having protein with every meal, then do. That's the first thing to focus on. Get that right and then move on to these next ones. Now, I said that protein is really important, not just eating enough of it, but also digesting it properly. And this is the most boring recommendation in the world, but it is one of the most effective. Chew your food thoroughly. If you're not chewing your food properly, then your digestive system has so much more hard work to do. Now, we think of chewing as something that just makes it small enough so that we can swallow, but actually that physical breakdown of food happens nowhere else in the digestive tract. The only place that we've got teeth and we're able to actually manually break down food is in our mouths. So the more you do that, the more you're going to get out of your food, the more you're going to absorb protein and nutrient-wise. And also, we have digestive enzymes in our saliva. So the more time it spends in your mouth, the more digestion occurs. So you can test this and you can see that, when you chew something like bread, for example, if you keep bread in your mouth and you keep chewing it, it becomes sweet. And that's because the enzymes in your mouth are breaking down the structure into individual glucose molecules. So that's an interesting test to do to kind of show yourself that actually your chewing and the saliva plays a really, really effective role. So chew your food, particularly your protein. It should be unrecognizable when you swallow it. So that will help if you've got any sort of acid reflux or indigestion. It also helps you to control the amount of food that you're eating, slow down what you're eating, but ultimately it also helps you to digest and absorb your protein and your amino acids, which will help to balance your brain chemicals and your hormones and help you start feeling more motivated. So it's really simple, but it's one of the things that so many people don't do and really struggle with doing consistently. So see if you can pay attention to that. It really, really helps, I promise. So that's one thing. And then a couple of other things that you can do are basically to keep it simple, because like I said, we don't want to overwhelm ourselves with doing too many things or trying to start a whole new diet when we're feeling like we just can't be bothered. So once you've got into the habit of eating more protein and you're chewing it properly and you're feeling like you've got some momentum, then start thinking about making sure you drink enough water. Simple, but if you can get these really simple things in place, then it just makes you feel a bit better about yourself and feel like you're achieving something. So try and drink plenty of water. I'm thinking at least 1.5. If you're not drinking a litre and a half, then start there. If you already are, then up it to 2 litres. It's just going to make you feel better generally, and it's also going to make you feel like you've achieved something. And my other tip, I think, is a good one is going for a walk each day. Get out. The weather has been beautiful, at least where I am. Get out for 30 minutes each day, or at least just get out of your house. If you're feeling really demotivated, again, set yourself a small goal. It could just be a 10-minute walk. And just doing small steps and small goals and working towards them gradually will just help to make you feel like you're getting somewhere and you're doing something positive. And as you get the momentum, you'll start feeling better and better about it all. So, perhaps when you're out for your walk, you can focus on doing some deep breathing. The air is a lot cleaner at the moment because it's much less traffic. So take that opportunity and do lots of deep breathing. So some simple strategies, but things that can really be quite impactful. And as I say, I'm talking about diet and lifestyle, small changes that you can make that can make you feel more motivated. But you can apply this to any area that you're struggling with. As I say, if you're working from home and you're struggling to get motivated, you've written yourself a big to-do list with good intentions, but you just can't make yourself actually do anything, then just start with one thing. Set yourself small, achievable goals. And, it might be that you find an accountability buddy or something like that. Find a friend and give them a call and see if there's anything that they've been struggling to get done. And then tell your friend, right, I'm going to do such and such, be it go for a walk every day this week or do one thing off my to-do list each day this week. And then come back, talk to your friend again the next week, and you can hold each other accountable and G each other along and give each other tips. So it's always best to keep things simple. This is basically the message. So just to recap that, take one step at a time, do one thing at a time, eat some protein with each meal and make sure you chew it properly. This is going to help to support your brain chemical balance. Drink plenty of water. This is going to help to boost up your energy levels, and it's going to, again, make you feel like you've achieved something. And get out each day, even if it's just for 10 minutes. If you can, do more and get your blood pumping, get some sunshine and some fresh air. If you just do that, it's going to make you feel so much better and so much more motivated. So I hope this has been helpful. Consider this your pep talk and let me know how you guys get on. Let me know if you guys need any help with anything in particular. I know that a lot of you are waiting for messages from me, that you've sent me PMs and emails, and I am working through them. I'm just a bit inundated at the moment, so I'm slowly working through them, and I will get back to all of you as soon as I possibly can. So have a great day. I will be back same time next week, and have a good one. I'll see you really soon. Bye.